back, everybody. It's time now for our midweek mental health boost. We're in the midst of what experts are calling, it's a loneliness epidemic among adults, and I feel so bad about this. And friendships can feel harder to form or maintain than ever before.
It's very different as adults.
It is.
Dr. Laura Saunders is a psychologist at Hartford Healthcare's Institute of Living. She's joining us now to talk more about this. And thank you, Doctor, for being. I just want to give a shout out. I have some, since college best friends, and we all got together for my friend's 50th birthday this weekend, and they gave me my gift, which is this pendant that they all got for me that says Grace. But,
and I keep wondering, who's Grace?
Thank you. They picked it out. They said it represented me. But, these are my girlfriends that I knew in college that I'm so close with. But it's harder sometimes to make those relationships after you've left school.
She used to go by Grace in college.
Exactly.
And now she goes by Kara.
They got the pendant on sale. It was the last one.
Stop it. I love it. Thank you, my Theta girls. All right. But anyway, you're taking a page out of Mel Robbins' Let Them Theory, which I love that book. And it is harder as adults.
It is harder, and because you go through different stages. So there's 3 different pillars of adult friendship that we're going to talk about. The first is proximity, right? And this just makes sense. There's a whole body of research that says who are you going to be friends with in college? It's the person that lives on your on your floor in your dorm or in your dorm, right? The same goes for adults. It takes 70 hours to consider someone a casual friend and 200 hours of time to consider them a close friend. So if you don't have proximity, it takes a tremendous amount of work to make that happen.
All right.
Wow.
So in childhood, everyone has proximity.
And we're talking about physical closeness.
Yeah, I mean, because that just makes it easier, right? You can have a relationship with someone across the country, but you're not going to see them very often. You're going to have to log online hours. It's just not the same. So physical closeness and proximity just makes it easier to actually form a core friendship.
Don't you? I truly believe this, and you can disagree with me. I think that's divine intervention, who we're put with. Who we're with.
I would agree with that. It is divine intervention. And so it's making the best of the people that you connect with in your environment, right? I'm very close friends with all the people that I went to college with, and they all lived in the same dorm. I was in another dorm, but I hung out in their dorm, right? And my 4 closest friends from college all lived on the same floor. So it is kind of divine intervention, but then you find all the other things that you have in common in terms of your values and your interests and what you laugh at. So that's why proximity really does matter.
All right, the next thing, so that's why we're friends, because I have to sit next to you every day for 25 years.
Every day.
I'm just kidding. No, I love you for real. That's a lot of
proximity.
I love you for real. All right, so that's proximity. Timing also is, when we're kids, we go through all the same milestones at the same time. But now timing in adulthood means, are you going through similar life stages, like getting married or having kids or hosting shows?
Right. So if I'm like, even if I look back on my own life, I mean, when my kids were in elementary school, that's who my friends were the other elementary school parents, right? You tend to be friends with kids, other adults who have kids the same age. It goes, the timing of stages in work. So, similar life stages, experiencing similar milestones is really a critical component to whom you will connect with in adulthood.
What is energy? You say energy.
This is the most important one, I think.
So it's the alignment of your values and your, interests and your overall connection, right? I mean, what's something that everyone's into these days? It's pickleball, right? So pickleball means you like pickleball, I like pickleball, let's play pickleball. You've matched your energy, right? You want to play pickleball a couple times a week. You want to go on walks. So you're matching your interests, your values, and the things that you like to do. It's like an overall connection. So it feels more natural when you like to do some of the same things together. And it changes, like if you used to socialize with someone and go out for a cocktail and now they stop drinking, now that's a disconnect, right?
Yeah.
So now you still want to do that and they don't want to do that. So it's a disconnect and it changes the energy of the friendship.
You also say energy is just like that feeling like you click.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I do sometimes think you meet someone older, when you're an adult, that you're like, gosh, I feel like I've known you a lot longer. And that's, I don't know if we can explain that, but that's just an inner feeling of like, we click.
Yeah, and it is that overall connection. So it's like, wow, I really like this person. We laugh at the same things. We have similar interests, and we I want to, you don't necessarily say this consciously, but like, I want to grow with this person. Like, this person's a lot of fun. I want to do things with them. But it is really hard. It's certainly harder as we become adults and in different stages of adulthood. So, when you're in the empty nest stage, you might be kind of friends or connect with different people than when your kids were in school, because you were connecting with a lot of school age parents of school age kids. So it takes a lot more work and effort, but it is worth it, because social isolation is gasoline on the fire of depression, and we need to get out. We need to connect with other people.
And don't be afraid to make friends with people who are significantly older or significantly younger. I'm friends with young people, and it keeps me moving.
Yes, I always say the people I hang out with work are all half my age, right?
Yeah,
so,
literally.
So because we match our energy, we like to laugh at the same things, we have a lot of common interests. So yes, age becomes less of a factor as we get older. When you're younger, it's a significant factor, because the difference between 20 and 30 is pretty significant.
Yeah.
The difference between 40 and 50 or 50 and 60 is totally insignificant.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let me ask one other question. Can you be best friends with your spouse? Like, I feel like I'm really good friends with my spouse.
I think so.
Yes, I think that's awesome when you are best friends with your spouse. But I think I've done a segment on this on one of the, might have been Great Day at 9A. But I just don't want that person to be your only friend. I don't want that person to be the only person you depend on. You need to have other people in your life to fill your needs, because if you only look to that one person to fill all your needs, you will constantly come up feeling empty. So diversify in your friendships.
Oh, just like your portfolio.
Just like your portfolio, which we're going to be talking about next. Thank you, Dr. Laura Saunders. Always a pleasure to see you.
Have a great day.